Welcome everybody to Classic Vinyl Volume 8, and today it's Feats Don't Fail Me Now by Little Feat from 1974. Who do we think of when we hear the term jam band? The Allman Brothers come to mind, the Grateful Dead, and more recently, Fish. Lynyrd Skynyrd at times had a free guitar lineup. They certainly fall into this category. Other bands you might want to include here are Santana and Derek and the Dominos. But there's one band that hardly ever gets mentioned, and that is Little Feat. Although they were one of the funkiest and grooviest bands. They had their heyday in the 70s for sure, and they got together at the end of the 60s in Los Angeles, after their lead singer and slide guitarist Lowell George had been fired from Frank Zappa's Mothers of Invention for having too much talent for being merely a sideman. This wacky Frank Zappa Captain Beefheart influence is evident on the first two studio albums, Little Feat and Sailing Shoes. The band then expanded their lineup, adding a percussion player and a new bass player, and their sound became rootsier, funkier, more southern on the album Dixie Chicken from 1973, which is also highly recommended. On this album here, Feats Don't Fail Me Now, the band paid tribute to the South on keyboardist Bill Payne's O Atlanta, with its boogie piano and fast shuffle groove. All in all, the band managed to capture the energy of their live performances on this album, and it's also the album where all the elements of Little Feat's sound coalesce best. Lowell George's piercing, howling slide guitar, reminiscent of Duane Allman. Bill Payne's groovy piano, organ and synthesizer work. Richie Hayward's loose behind the beat drumming, and Paul Barrere's funky, snaky rhythm guitar. Outstanding tracks include Rock and Roll Doctor, O Atlanta, and two songs built on very funky groove lines, Spanish Moon and Skin It Back. There's also the cheerful title track, Feats Don't Fail Me Now, which reminds me of War, another band we should have mentioned at the beginning of this video. Don't trust the track listing on the back cover, which mentions Long Distance Love and Front Page News, two tracks that are not on this album but that appeared later on Little Feat albums. Another thing which makes Little Feat albums so collectible are the record sleeves that were designed by Neon Park. They all feature striking artwork such as this carnal thunderstorm on a mountain. Unfortunately, Lowell George died in 1979, but the band kept going and they are still touring today, with Bill Payne left as the only member of the original lineup. You should also check out Waiting for Columbus, an outstanding live album, where Little Feat are backed by the Tower of Power horn section. Thanks for watching, leave your comments below and don't forget to subscribe. See you for Classic Vinyl Volume 9. Goodbye.